Hi, welcome to spiritforus. I'm here in Stratford, Ontario at Junction 56 with Mike Heisz, owner, distiller at Junction 56. This is Distilleries Distilled, where we introduce you to the personality of Junction 56 as presented by Mike, because distilleries don't talk. Let's get into our first question here. Does Junction 56 prefer camp nights or beach days?
I would flip that a little bit and say Junction 56 prefers beach days followed by camp nights, because it kind of spans them all. We have a lot of stuff that works really well on a beach, and we have great stuff for around the campfire too. So we kind of span them all.
Nice. So at the Pinery, perfect.
Yeah,
beach
exactly.
Day, back to the campsite.
Yeah, exactly.
Lovely.
So gin on the beach and whiskey around the campfire.
Okay, next question. What is Junction 56 favorite song?
I wouldn't go with a favorite song. I go more with a genre, being kind of rock and roll, but more modern rock and roll. So kind of paying tribute to what is historically done in music, but doing it in a modern way and incorporating modern touches to it. So much like our spirits, we always stick with the modern version of this, or modern techniques to make the spirit, but we keep our roots grounded in what the spirit has historically been, and we don't deviate too far from that.
Awesome. And what would be your favorite TV show or movie villain?
I think movie villain will pick Doc Ock for a couple of reasons. One of the guys who runs this with me is a big Marvel fan, so we got to pick a Marvel character. And Doc Ock, being fairly scientific, is kind of what we do here too. So we try to really get to the whys of things and flavors and how we represent those. We just hope our spirits don't overtake our brains. So
Doc Ock is a fantastic Spider-Man villain.
Yeah.
One of my favorites. What would Junction 56's favorite hobbies be?
I think as a distillery, I'd go with like playing yard games, like things you do at the cottage in the backyard. Most of what we do fits really well with that.
Or maybe at the campsite.
Or maybe
beach.
at the campsite or the beach, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, so I think that would be a hobby it would be into. It's not a stamp collector.
That's a good callback.
Yeah.
And this one might be a little bit easy. So something sweet or savory?
So generally I would say ours is savory with enough sweet to make it as savory as it can be. If that makes any sense at all. So some things require some sweetness to have the right flavor. So we're as minimally sweet as we need to be to appreciate the savory flavor. You know, an example is chocolate. If it's not sweet, it's not chocolate, it's cocoa. So if something's going to taste like chocolate, it requires an amount of sweetness. But generally, we would lean more towards the savory.
You got to get that complexity in there.
Yeah.
Awesome. And following along from that question, easy drinking or challenging?
So as a distillery, we aim for everything to be easy drinking, in that it's not complicated. You don't need to make a 15 ingredient cocktail to enjoy the spirit. The spirit's meant to stand on its own and be very accessible and easy to enjoy.
Brilliant. And I think this one might be pretty easy as well. Favorite distillery activity?
The favorite distillery activity is definitely running the still and distilling. It's the most fun thing to do in here. It's where you get to actually craft the final part of the spirit, and it's not physically difficult either. So.
And I think you know my next question.
Yeah.
The least favorite distillery activity?
It's definitely cleaning. Right?
I think that one's going to be the answer for everyone.
As I look at Brian, who's just been cleaning everything. It's the least favorite activity in here.
But everything's pretty shiny though.
Yeah, it's getting there.
Would Junction 56 rather be Batman, or would you rather be Superman?
I think I would go with Batman because it's more scientific and it uses more modern things as opposed to just being inherently strong. Being able to fly would be kind of neat though.
And if you were to start again at 10 years old, or if I were to give you $20 million right now, which would you choose? That is, start again at 10 years old with all of your knowledge that you've acquired up until this point.
And I get to be 10 years old and live those years of my life over again.
Yes.
It's hard not to want more years to your life, so I'm gonna go with 10 years old to get those years. I mean, $20 million is a lot of money, but I would go with 10 years old, and it'd be fun to start over again and do things differently with what I know now for sure. Like I would definitely start this place when I was 20, basically.
For me, this is an interesting question because, you know, it's what would the point be at which you would choose the money?
Yeah, 20's pretty close. I mean, that's a pretty good retirement right there, I'd say. So.
You could definitely change this distillery quite a lot.
Yeah, absolutely.
And your last question. If Junction 56 could choose any other profession, what profession would it choose?
I think it would be a high-end, farm-to-table restaurant that really focuses on the simplicity of ingredients. So really good ingredients presented simply as they are in the best cooking manner, I suppose, as opposed to distilling manner possible to present that ingredient.
And that's something that you really focus on here at the distillery. So it's really nice to see that would carry through.
Yeah.
Like that's a really big focus, and you would do that no matter what profession you chose.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Amazing. Thank you very much. This has been Distilleries Distilled, Junction 56, with Mike Heisz.
Thank you.